Hey, what's up? DFS Rico coming at you with my picks and insight for this LPL LCK 5-game slate on Sunday, April 12th. Before I get started, if you can like, subscribe, comment at the end of the video if you got any questions. Alright, so let's just get over to the Vegas odds. Early on, you got huge favorites with Invictus Gaming over Billy Gaming. Then you got Fun Plus Phoenix, decent favorites over Edward Gaming. Edward Gaming is a pretty good team. And Sitting Gaming over Dominance Esports in the LPL. Go over to the LCK. You got Dragon X, good favorites over Freak of Freaks, and Genji, second biggest favorites on the slate over HLE. So early on, just looking at the teams in cash, I'm looking at playing Invictus Gaming, Genji, and Dragon X. Those are probably the three teams I'd lean towards playing in cash the most. FPX is a really good team. They've been playing good all season, but they did lose last week. And EDG is a really good team as well. They're on a 4-match win streak. So I'll just kind of stay away from that one in cash specifically, just because I think the three teams above them will have better matchups, at least easier matchups, less chance of getting upset. But for GPP, I can see, Edward Gaming beating FPX or Dominance Esports beating Suning, which will kind of be a toss-up. But I do also like FPX and Suning over them, but for cash specifically, I'd rather just stay with Invictus Gaming, Genji, and Dragon X. GPPs, if you want to be different, FPX and Suning. Suning has a high ceiling, a lot of their players do, so I would like them in a GPP for sure. Just going over the positions, you got Shy up top, 6.8k, most expensive top laner. Didn't play good at all last time out. 0 kills, 10 deaths, 6.22 fantasy points. But usually, he has the highest ceiling as far as any top laner on the slate. Ben started the last 2 matches out, so I expect him to start again. But just be careful on who's going to start between Ben or Biu. I do like them, like I mentioned. I believe Khan started again last time out, so if you're playing FPX, I do recommend him. But just, some of the guys I do like for like the favorites, obviously like Rascal. You got Rascal at 6.2 in a really good matchup. 12.1 assists per match. He's not too crazy good, but he is in a really good matchup. So for cash, I do recommend him. EDG played really good last time out. With them, they inserted Genu into their starting lineup, and then their jungler, they swapped him out with, I think it wasn't Junjia. It was Jai. So, they played really well. This guy dominated, honestly. And if they're going to win, it is going to be due in part because of Jai and Geno playing well. And Khan has a tendency to die a lot in the top lane, so in GPPs I do recommend maybe looking at him. Self-him for Suning, super high ceiling when he's playing really good. He has 100-point upside, 21.5 assists per game. I think he's leads the slate in assists for any jungler. Leon's been playing pretty good for Victus Gaming. They got 2-0 last time out, but I don't expect that to happen again. And then, if you're playing DRX, Biosick is one guy I would recommend in that stack. Just a consistent player. Going to get you good numbers. Like I mentioned, Jai, if you're going to be playing him to upset versus FPX, do like him as well if he's starting. Got to make sure you know who's starting in that matchup for sure. And then mid lane, you can't go wrong with doing B. Leads the slate on player of the games, MVPs. But like I mentioned, he is in a tough matchup versus Scout for EDG, which, like I mentioned, are on a 4-game winning streak. Has been playing really good. So just depending what side you do decide to play on that game, either one of those guys, I would make sure I included my stacks. But like I mentioned, for my favorites, rookies, probably my favorite mid laner on the slate. Super high upside, really good matchup. Can't go wrong with him. 10.2 assists per match, 15.7 assists per match. Then you got Angel for Suning if you are playing them. Huge favorites. they're just, you never know what you're gonna get out of them. So I rather just play them in GPPs. I do think they're better than DMO, but never know with Suning honestly. So I just recommend playing guys like Rookie, BDD, and Chovy if you are going to be playing those guys in cash specifically. Just a safer matchup. Young Fang probably has the highest upside on the slate for any AD carry between him and Puff. So you can't go wrong with either one of those. Puff leads the slate on kills per game. Right behind him is Young Fang. So, I mean, like I mentioned, Puff and Cash is not a bad play. Then you got Deft for DRX is their best player for sure. So if you are playing Cash, 10.7 kills per match, 12.3 assists. I do like Deft. I even like DRX and GPPs because I do think they're a bit underpriced. Even Gen G is pretty underpriced. I know a lot of the LCK teams don't get a lot of love, but I mean, he just went out and put up 107 fantasy points last time out. So I mean, some of these LCK guys do have a pretty high ceiling. You just got to catch them on the great night. And I think this is going to be a great night versus HLE for sure. Obviously, if you're playing Edward Gaming, you're going to want to play Hope. He's probably the key piece you're going to want in your lineup. He's been over 90 fantasy points in the last 5 matches. Even in the loss against RNG, he put up 104 fantasy points. So I do like him. 12.9 kills per game, 13.3 assists per game, third on the slate in kills per game. So I do like him in the upset. If you're playing the upset, I do recommend him. And then Southwind leads the slate in assists, 22.5 assists per match. Right behind him, you got Sunings, 22.3 Sword Art, leads second on the slate in assists per match. So those are 2 guys I would include in my stacks if I am playing either one of those teams. Crisp is pretty cheap at 5.8 if you are playing FBX, 24.7 assists per match. I actually think, wait, he leads the slate. Yeah, he leads the slate on assists. So if you are playing FPX, I would make sure I include him with the LWX if you're stacking them together. Carrier for DRX, super high ceiling for a support. 89. You've seen him get 89 twice this season, so pairing him up with Deft would be really good for cash for sure. And like I mentioned, GPPs, I feel like the DRX guys are a little underpriced. Might be able to fit them in with one of the bigger favorites like Invictus Gaming. So I think that's about it. Those are the main guys I want to mention. You know my cash plays: Invictus Gaming, Gen G, Dragon X. GPPs, I would look at playing guys like Suning or Edward Gaming. I don't really see any of these guys, a Freak of Freaks, HLE, or Billy Billy Gaming, pulling off upsets. But in League of Legends, I mean, you never really know. I'd just rather stick to the safer plays on a slate like this. With, I mean, 3 teams on the top, and FPX, Suning, and Edward Gaming really be where I'm different if I am going to play in GPPs. But yeah, thanks for watching. Shorter video. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you.